What you're seeing here is a bike, Ceepo Stinger 2022 version. I bought this bike during October of 2024 from a friend. So it's a used frame, and I transfer my group set from Fala Evo over to this bike. And this review, I'm going to talk about this bike, how it's going to be the ride feel, and what is the weight setup I'm using, and also who should get this bike. So this video going to be unscripted, so I will just tell you what I feel about this bike. Okay, let us start with the setup, what I'm using right now. Okay, with this bike, I'm using Ultegra Groupset with Xcadey Power Meter. This is a 50-34 setup. The crank is around 160 mm with the lock pedal, pure lock pedal, and the cassette is 1130, and I swapped Ultegra RD with Dura RD to save some weight. And also I'm using a ceramic speed pulley over here, and the front FD is the Ultegra version. And for this seat post, during my trip to Taiwan, I did order from Ceepo Taiwan to swap this version. The old version is an offset, it's a bit little bulky, and with this seat post, you can save roughly 70 grams. Okay, and it's not offset version. And for the handlebar, I'm using 90 mm with 360 mm width. This is a Lexon handlebar. It's around 340 grams. Okay, and honestly, it's quite tough, and you doesn't feel any flex about this handlebar. And the wheel set I'm using is a Speedave CR60D. I believe if you're watching my review, I've been using from Euro R11 to Fala Evo, testing with this wheel set also. So after I owned this bike from October 2024, I brought this bike over to Taiwan, Lexon Lee, and after the 105 km of ride, it consists of flat downhill, technical turn, and then also you were going through around 1,500 meters of climbing. Okay, so I will say this is a all-rounder bike. There is more to aero setup. Okay, this frame, for this frame, is around 850 grams. I'm kind of impressed with this frame because it's lightweight. Okay, I believe because the paint also is matte black, you can save like 50 to 100 grams compared to those bike that is being painted. And the other way, I've been trying to save the weight. I think to save more weight, the other way is using a lighter handlebar. I believe you can swap to the avian version, which is around 280 grams. Or either you go for 50 mm wheel. Nowadays, there's a lot of version of 50 mm, 40 mm. There is lesser than 1.2 kilogram. Or just upgrade the tire to a lighter tire. Or the saddle, if you want to sacrifice the comfort, you can go for those full carbon. This saddle, this is a Repente Quasar. It's around 160 grams, when I'm mistaken. If you want, you can go buy those full carbon saddle. There is around 100 grams, but you need to sacrifice the comfort definitely. So you can easily go down to sub 7. Okay, and this currently my bike weight is around 7.5 kg. So before I change this RD, so it's around 7.6. So this RD can save around 50 grams, I believe that. Okay, let's talk about the experience I've been riding through Lexon Lee during last year, 2024, November. Okay, during the downhill, yes, this bike is very fast and I can feel it's stable, but not stable as Fala Evo. If you want to compare Fala Evo is more stable during downhill, during high speed cruising. But this bike considered stable, okay? And it's very agile because during the ride in the Sumun Lake, there's a lot of downhill and there's a lot of turn, sharp turn. Honestly, I can go downhill and making sharp turn without any hesitation. I would say that it's really, the agility is there, it's stiff, and I would say anytime it's easily controlled to make your turn, or you during a sharp corner, okay, during downhill, it gives me a confidence. I would say that. Okay, but if you want to compare to Fala Evo during the high speed cruising, yes, Fala Evo will be more stable, and after 45 km, if you're following a peloton, yes, Fala Evo will be less effort to make. I mean, to you making less watt to maintain high speed cruising for Fala Evo. But this bike will be easily used for climb. Okay, if you compare Fala Evo, yes, this bike definitely climb better, and more you feel it is more lighter when you pedal the way to make the wheel turn. I would say that. So easily to make the climb compared to Fala Evo is a bit blunted, I would say that, the way. So a bit draggy, okay, for Fala Evo. Even I'm using the same wheel, okay. But this bike give me a instant feel of when you push the pedal down, you can feel the wheel is rolling with your leg that is spinning, okay. But if you want to compare to Yorio R11, I would say that it might just 10% or 20% different kind of stiffness. So it's very close to Yorio R11 that is a full climbing bike setup. And compare with Fala Evo, it can keep up with the speed, but not as good as flat cruising speed as Fala Evo. But it can climb close to R11. I would say that for me, it's considered all-rounder aero bike. Okay. But for Ceepo is name it is a full aero bike, because for Ceepo they design this bike is based on triathlon kind of setup. Okay. Even I didn't remove the stack on the head tube. I still feel it's kind of aero. Even this is the highest setup on the head tube. I still feel it's kind of aero tuck for me. Maybe I'm getting wiser, older, you know. So I feel it's slightly stiff for me, not so comfortable for a long ride. But one of the cons for this bike is the maximum for the tire will be, I feel it's 28. If you really want to push it, you can go for 30 only. It's very close. The gap is very close to the. You can see the tube over here, and the front there's not much space to be left to fit a wider tire. And this is a 28cc tire. You can see here. So, and comfort-wise, I would say that it's in between R11 and Fala Evo. Okay, Fala Evo will be more comfort compared to this bike, but this bike will be more comfort compared to R11. So if you can get a good deal for this bike, Ceepo Stinger, I believe this is 2022 version, they have some promotion. I believe you can go for it and give it a test. And one thing about this bike, the geometry is, because it was designed from Japan, the founder is a Japanese, so I believe it's based on the Asian geometry. So it's quite comfortable for me to do a setup. You can see the seat post, I'm just 162 cm. You can see there lots of space. The length of the seat post here is very long, it's very nice. You know, compare those other bike, it can be over here, so lesser seat post. Okay, I believe this can be help to reduce the vibration from the road also. Okay, longer seat post. Okay, more flexible for the seat post. Okay, during the ride. And another thing is you can see the shape all is more on aero design. Okay, but what I don't like is the shape over here is more rounded and more bulky on the front. I believe it because it is due to 2022 version. If you want to compare the current trend at 2025, yes, a lot of bike already. The head tube here is more sharp, it's more tiny. All the design will be different. Okay, but I'm quite surprised with the weight of this bike. If the original retail price would be like around 8,000 to 9,000, and now some of the promotion you can get the frame only around 5,000 to 6,000. You can go for it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's all of it. If you'd like to know more, put down in the comment what you want to know about this bike. Okay, I hope you will like this unfiltered, unscripted and unfiltered kind of review. So, see you. Ciao.